What's up, everyone? And welcome to the Live Wholism podcast. I am going to be your host today, Ryan.
And I'm Jasmine.
Oh, she's on it. I mean,
the setup was just too perfect.
Yeah, that's how this goes. All right. So, and we're going to start this off as we always do with the Serenity Prayer. Higher power, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Boom. Crushing it. All right, y'all. So as we always do and say and put on there, feel free to write us some questions, and you can feel free to write us on thelivewholismpodcast at gmail.com. Feel free to write us on Instagram. Feel free to leave us a comment and all those different things from wherever you're listening to this from or watching this from. Could be YouTube, could be Apple Podcasts, could be the now defunct Google Podcast, which is now going to YouTube Music. Yeah, it's fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah. So
all the things.
Or Amazon, wherever y'all listening to this
like,
from. Audible.
Subscribe, do the whole thing.
Do the whole thing.
Because why not?
By the way, did you see the video? You put a little finger to subscribe.
Did you add the button?
I did it.
Yes. Did you like it?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Like and subscribe now.
Yeah.
Got
great.
my Vanna White on.
I mean, it was great.
See, I told you.
That was actually a pretty good idea when I looked at it. So, but with that being said.
Glad I could help, by the way.
Yeah, that was, I mean, what a great idea. Any other ideas you have? Throw them out there.
Okay. I thought you were going to say any other ideas I had have been terrible.
Oh, no.
It's like, oh my God.
No. But if things come up to you, do it.
Will do.
Yeah, that seemed to work.
Got you.
With that being said, we have no comments. So.
But the button looks good. So that's all that matters.
I mean, it came in there. It had a fun little introduction. I mean, yeah. Pretty fun.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Added a different production value to this thing, which
we won today. Okay, we won.
But so we're gonna go ahead and get into what we've been doing to stay whole, physically and mentally, and then we will end it with how we have been growing emotionally and spiritually. How'd you like that for a dramatic effect?
It's pretty dramatic.
Pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Good.
Doesn't make the vibe come on.
No,
Perk
it's
up.
not. Yeah, because it's about to perk up. So anyways, physical. What in the world, Jasmine? What you got going on, girl?
So we've been talking about this whole gym thing.
So excited about it.
I went on a 10-day gym streak.
10 days in a row?
10 days in a row. And I realized today, actually, that I could not go to the gym for the 11th day in a row.
Yeah.
Because everywhere on my body hurts. Like,
it took you 10 days.
My chest is sore. My back is sore. My behind is sore. My abs are sore. Everything is sore. But I still wanted to close my exercise ring. So I did yoga this morning.
That's good.
I stretched.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it is good. And I've been sore for longer than today. But I was like, at some point because you guys know how, and this is probably some greater idea towards something going on in life right now. But whenever you work out to build muscle, it breaks down and it builds back stronger. But if your muscles are constantly being broken down, they never have a chance to build up stronger.
Sounds like rest.
Exactly why I said it's going to end up to be some bigger thing because Ryan is good for it. But my point was I decided not to go to the gym today and give my muscles a chance to build back stronger.
How'd it feel?
I'll be back in there tomorrow.
How'd it feel to give yourself
funny
some
thing.
rest?
While I was driving here,
I'm going to keep saying the word rest,
I had
by the way.
texted Ryan and was like, I got to drop my sister off, whatever, but then I'll be on the way. Do you know my best friend called me because I turned on the road where my gym is, and she was like, you better not be going to the gym. And I was like, one, have you just been watching me? Because I just turned on this road. I said, no, I'm passing it because I'm heading to a different part of town. And so, yeah, but even she was like, no, like you can't go an 11th day.
Okay, so here's my question now, though.
Okay.
So you went to the gym 10 days in a row.
Yes.
I can't think of a stretch of exercises and equipment and things to do. I mean, I'm thinking about my routine, and 10 days in a row is absurd.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, so what did you do in these 10 days?
Okay, so I used
in a row, by the way.
I used to have like 2 upper body days. One
Okay.
day I would do back and bis. The other day I would do chest and tris.
Okay.
And then my legs are also split up into 2.
Okay.
So you might have like a glute quad day and then a hammy, calf day or whatever. So that's 4 days.
Okay.
And then I have a day for the treadmill where I do a 30-minute 12 incline at 3 speed.
Okay.
And then like an ab day. Sometimes I do the ab day on the treadmill day, but it just depends on how much time I have. So I just kind of did that.
Did you like do
twice.
it? Did you like do it in succession, or did you like
So
switch up with upper
no.
body, lower body?
Typically I would do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. But then, sometimes you go to the gym, and I was going at different times of the day. So if I would go in and think in my head, it's a leg day and there's no Smith machines open, and then there's too many people over there and I don't feel like going over there. So then I switched it up. Yeah. And I think and then one day I went to do upper body. I started with biceps and then went to chest, and I never biceps goes with the back day. So then I did an upper body day where I hit everything above my belly button and was like, I'm not going to be able to lift my arms tomorrow.
That's good, though.
No, I'm not mad about it. I would have gone today.
Of course you would have,
But, I explained that maybe I shouldn't. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm still going to do something. So I stretched. It was a great stretch. So, yeah.
What made you want to go 10 days in a row?
I don't think I really realized that it was 10 days in a row until yesterday.
That's wild.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
So you did upper body. Or it was just kind of chaos.
I really couldn't tell you.
It was just chaos.
Yeah, no. And then I thought yesterday I was like, am I really helping myself or am I hurting myself? Because at this point my arms hurt. If I try to, I can still lift some weights, but it's not helping. So
I remember you told me this
stop.
one time. You were like, what usually gets me to stop is I have to get really sick, and I go, okay, I'll take this day. So
right.
This seems like right on par.
But I'm not sick.
Yeah, but you can't move.
Yeah, but and then I go out of town this weekend, so I was like, is there a Planet Fitness there? Am I going to use my hotel gym? Can I get it in at some point in time?
I'm loving the gym vibe that you're
30
in.
30 minutes?
I'm loving the gym vibe that you're in, though.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy a gym rat shirt?
No. But I did. So I was getting some free outfits.
Okay.
And it stopped because I low-key was deactivating my Instagram every other week just because I needed a break. So then I reached back out to them. I was like, I'm kind of back on this gym thing. So if you want to start sending me some more stuff, feel free. So they're going to send me another outfit next month.
Oh, I guess that works out for you.
So I might be going back to the gym for just the outfits.
Oh, no, I'm not. Nope. I'm not. I am 1,000% going to continue to have you ride the vibe of 3 pull-ups.
Oh, no, I'm definitely. So yesterday, was it yesterday? I think that's why I couldn't move. That's when I was like, okay, this is enough. So my first time going and doing assisted pull-ups, I did 4, but I did 3 rounds of it.
Okay.
Yesterday, my first round, I did 6. I was like, oh,
damn, bro. It's a good feeling.
It is. I mean, it was 5, and then that 6th one,
it was hard.
I mean, I had to do a little worm situation to get up, but I got there. Okay, I got there.
I wish I could judge you on that. Remember one time, I went super hard in the gym, and then I was like, all right, I'm also gonna go play tennis right after this, and then I'm gonna go, and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling great, and then one time, I got sick, and I was like, this makes sense. My immune system probably got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah,
anyway,
sure.
that's all that I've been up to physically.
Rest. I love it. Rest.
Sure.
That's what it is.
Today was rest. You said for the week.
Rest, though.
I was less rest, more.
but there was rest.
Sure.
I'm very excited about this part of your journey. All right. There's work and then there's rest. It's going to be so exciting.
So what are you up to physically?
You do not.
What have you been up to this week physically?
Being hype. So I got super.
Oh my God. I'm sick of you. Oh.
I got super hype. After Mahomes and them won the Super Bowl, I mean, like, I was just like, yo, I love to see greatness.
Yeah.
And so then I thought, all right, it's time to go hard again. You know, I want to be, I became super determined these last 2 days.
So you did the same thing I did.
Yeah, but kind of. And
I dig it.
yeah. And so after watching that, I mean, my God, the dude's just amazing. So I was just like, all right. So clearly I need to make sure that I am on that level. In order to do that, I need to make sure I'm in the gym. I need to make sure that I am getting it together. So great gym days. The last 3 weeks, I probably have not done 3 weeks in a row of like my regular workout, my conventional workout, or at least my workout routine. I haven't done it 3 weeks in a row, I would say probably in like 5-6 months.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a really long time. It can be very draining at times, but at the same time, I'm just like trying to get used to a new schedule and new routine and all these different things, man. And like, I always need 3 days in order to do it. And there's like, I don't stay in there more than an hour, but sometimes I don't feel like doing it. And then sometimes I'm just like, it becomes really hard to continue to do it by myself. But anyways, so I'm like, yesterday was a good leg day. Like, I'm like getting back, like, I'm really excited because I've been I think I told you this, like I'm trying to incorporate like my yoga alignment cues with like lifting, and it's completely changing the game. Like I'm becoming a whole lot stronger nowadays. And I don't hurt nearly as much.
Yeah.
So it's really, really freaking cool. And I'm kind of like really starting to get my strength back. And then I got to play tennis. This is where the Mahomes and me came out.
Oh.
I had to
watch out, world.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I was thinking about this these last few days. I'm like, you know what'd be fun? Just we play against each other. We shoot it for content. I was looking at this video of Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, 2 comedians, and they were playing tennis. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this makes sense. But that was complete left field there. But yeah, so I was just super hype about that. And then like for the first time, like my tennis racket was starting to really, I'm starting to get used to this thing. My second arm now. And I was like, my serves were starting to be crazy. My volleying, for those who don't know, volleying is when you're at the net and you're over there putting that thing where you want to put it. Mm-hmm. And that thing was just spinning like it's freaking Roger Federer. I was feeling good.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Djokovic over here.
I'm telling you,
watch out.
As far as I'm concerned, that's exactly where I'm at. And so, I don't know, but it felt good because like I was able to like run, and I felt probably my lightest, most nimblest and strongest like than I have in a long time. So, I mean, like just my weightlifting now with my routine gathered with like tennis and, yoga and stuff, and like my ability to be able to stretch and everything, man. I'm just feeling really good nowadays. Yeah. And shout out to Patrick Mahomes for hyping me up to continue for greatness. Because now, last but not always been a big thing of mine is that I'm always afraid to like really be, what's the word? Dominant. Mm-hmm. I always kind of like pretend to be worse than what I am, so no one will feel bad. Yeah, it's kind of a. Yeah, I
was kind of with you because I was like, that sneak attack, like, no. But you didn't go there, so
no, I did not.
You left me at the last bus stop.
Straight up, I did. Yeah. I did. There would be a way that I could be deceptive in the way that I played stuff, but sometimes I remember one time I was playing in high school and football, and I remember I saw this dude. He was like, I don't know, like 5'5", 5'6". I felt bad for him. I'm like, why is he guarding me? And okay. And I was like, Coach, this is messed up, And I was tossing this poor little guy around, and yeah, I started playing worse than probably what I was. And I do that in a lot of instances.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this a childhood trauma?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got to stem from somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. It stems from that. Like
Yeah.
it was just always this thing of just like, whenever I was kind of like this greatness, whenever I was being like really good, like I always felt like I'd be very neglected a lot. I never really got coached like that. And sometimes people would just come after me for no reason if I was, just doing my thing and having a good time. So most times it's just, please don't feel. And then there was also, family stuff and just like, don't make brothers feel bad. Blah. So, and so I just kind of pretended a lot of times.
And where do you fall in your siblings? Middle? Youngest.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I always kind of just like pretended to be a little bit worse. But it was kind of weird because like I did grow up with my older sibling. I played against their friends and I was dominant against them. And so they were all bigger than me. So like, I have a lot of contradictions. I have little man syndrome. Like there's just that little man syndrome. It seems like coupled with, I will play worse than what I am. I don't know how that works.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was one time I talked about it on here. Like I was playing in a tournament in tennis and me and my mixed doubles partner we were beating the crap out of these people. I mean, like we went up like 4-0 early.
Nice.
And then I started seeing them starting to fuss with each other. And I started.
You felt bad for them?
I felt bad, yeah. And I started realizing.
It's not like they were a married couple getting ready to get a divorce because of you.
I don't know. I thought that like, oh God, like I didn't mean to like make y'all, go against each other there.
Oh,
and straight up, I struggle with that. And like,
I would have had to snap you back into reality if I was your partner. I would have been pissed. What are you doing? Get it together.
Straight up. Like, but I notice I notice how I do it to myself, how I start to self-sabotage. And I notice that one of the things I do is I start talking more casually. I start being more casual. Like, yo, man, how you doing, man? You feeling all right? Like, golly, like the wind is blowing kind of nice. Next thing you know, I'm not taking it nowhere near as serious as opposed to when I'm like dialed in. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that was like most people would try to talk trash to me when I played football, but that was not the way to get into my head. That's how you activated me. Don't be a dumbass. What you do to neutralize me is start talking about how itchy the grass was, because I'll talk about that all day.
Okay, so tell me this. If there's money on the line, is it different? Like if this tournament had a $100,000 prize, you still feeling bad for the other team?
I can't say that.
Is money the root of all evil?
To be honest, I'm
just kidding.
To be like the love of money. Like that's what it always says. And so like I can't say that I wouldn't do it again. Like straight up, I'd be like, well,
But you don't know because none of this had money on the line.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a certain level of competitive that you just lacked in that free tournament that would have come out had your partner been like, hey, don't forget your half of that cash money. You'd have been like, oh yeah, bump this. You know what I mean?
I can't say that's what motivates me. I can honestly say it's probably when someone thinks I'm not as good as I am, or when someone's talking trash, or when someone's going after like someone who I see as like, when I see them going after somebody that like they're just picking on them because they're a little bit worse than them or a little bit of a weak link, I will absolutely come in there and like step up for that. And then I'll play more angry. And when I'm angry, I'm actually a whole lot more focused and concentrated. But other than that, or if the game is on the line, like I don't want to lose. Like I remember we went down one time 1-4 in another tournament, and I was activated then. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm not going out. I ain't going out like this. That actually activates me more than anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to be like challenged. So
Okay.
in a lot of times, in a lot of cases, I don't know, I didn't always feel like I was challenged.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone challenges me, I will show it. Like when I showed up to that tournament, I was very focused. And then that's what made me jump up quick.
Until the other team started fussing with each other.
Well, because they were 3-0 and 3-5. I'm like, I'm only a 2-5. So I'm like ready to go. And I was like, y'all ain't that. What in the world? And then I started kind of feeling bad, and my serves were feeling. I mean, I was feeling it. But I that's one thing I did stop doing. I realized that I don't want to keep playing like that. I want to be like Mahomes. And so what I do now is I stop talking. Like when I'm feeling myself about to start doing it, I just stop talking to my partner, to everybody, just so I can keep myself in that particular. And I started like repeating this mantra to myself, like it's okay to be dominant. It's okay to be great. Like, because I've always pretended to be dumber than I am, less emotionally intelligent than I am, less physical than I am, just all these different things. So. Shout out. That's it. Yeah, that turned deep. See?
Yeah, that low key went physical and spiritual.
I mean, you brought it there.
It did.
Yeah.
But did I?
Yeah.
How?
You asked the questions.
I mean, I guess.
And you know.
No, but you totally started it.
You start layering things in. You know I am a layered person.
That's fair. You gonna take it there.
I'm gonna take it there.
You gonna take it there.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right, there we go.
Yay.
Mental. All right. What's up? What you been up to? What you been thinking? Is the book reading still going, or have you shifted to something else?
The book reading is still going.
Nice.
I think I'm on page like 150 or 60 something.
They can't stop you.
I actually read yesterday because you know what I did yesterday?
Okay.
Don't tell anybody. My sister's pregnant.
Okay.
Not everyone knows yet.
Okay.
But she calls me and says, you know, my family calls me Jay. Jay, I need some help and only you can help me. And I said, okay, what's up? And of course, I'm the oldest sibling, so I am the one that typically steps in and does everything.
Okay.
She says, I'm having pregnancy cravings.
Okay.
I said, okay. She was like, and I need you to make me something.
Okay.
I said, okay. She wanted zucchini bread and zucchini brownies. So after work yesterday, I went to the grocery store, got everything I needed, and went home and baked zucchini bread and zucchini brownies, both vegan, for my sister. And so while I was in the oven, I was reading. I said all that to say that I did read last night. And it was while my stuff was baking.
I really hate that you didn't bring this up during the physical portion, because I'm more concerned with these zucchini brownies. How does that work?
You don't like, have you never had them?
No.
It has a whole zucchini in it.
And it's brownies?
Yeah.
Do you use cocoa powder?
Yeah.
Is there sugar in it?
Yes. And chocolate chips, vegan chocolate chips.
Okay.
He's so concerned.
All right. So you're reading during that time, though.
Yes, I read during that time.
How'd it feel? I mean, like, you are all kinds of a different person right now. You're taking rest when you're tired, even though yep, I'm going to say that.
Okay.
You're taking rest when you're tired. You are sitting over here reading instead of doing work.
Yeah, the funny thing was I had put on a Netflix movie when I started baking. And then I realized like I couldn't watch. I was losing all this stuff and I was like, I can't focus on this movie. So I didn't turn it off. I pressed pause and then I played some music thinking, okay, I'm in a baking mood. I stopped the music to read the book. What? I know. I was like, who is this? So yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. I still got to go back and finish the movie though.
First of all, let's stop again. A few weeks ago, when you were talking about this, you were forced into doing this.
For which part?
Into reading while you were in the car.
Yes, I was forced into reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, my freaking Wi-Fi couldn't connect.
Yeah. And now, let's sit here and follow this journey, because now
here you go. I'm telling you, he gonna put a layer on it.
I absolutely am going to
slather it on.
Absolutely. And now we're going to go 1 week later and some change later. Now you're making a choice to actually read. Who's this Jasmine?
I don't know.
You don't have to be forced into doing anything.
I think I set.
Man, you do not like those compliments.
It's this bingo card, man.
Okay.
I just really want to get a bingo.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I got to finish 6 books this year. And I figured if I start off strong, if I fall off, I still got some time to recover. That's my thought process.
That's kind of how I run a mile.
So if I can get 2 done by the end of February, then I feel like, because that's like average once a month. and there's still 10 more months of the year. I can fit in 4 more books.
But let's go ahead and stop you right here and realize that you're doing this during a very busy time of your life too.
Yeah, but I mean, this is busy, but I feel like I'm about to get busier. So,
when coaching ends?
Yeah, I'm starting a new business.
Oh, the fitness thing?
That too.
Okay. All right.
There's another business. There's a book, you know what I mean? And if I go on a tour and I'm trying to plan a sibling trip and I want to travel a bit, and yeah, I'm like, and then I have to decide if I'm coaching summer league, because then that'll start up again. So yeah, this is my chill period.
How is the book?
It's going. I'm working on the illustrations.
I'm talking about
my book that I'm reading. Oh, sorry. Author, reader, who am I now? So it's good. It kind of does this thing, which I don't know if I like or not, but I haven't really read a full book in a while outside of my own that I was writing. So like it does one of those things where like it will be like, okay, this is going on right now, and then the next chapter will be 10 years ago. And then it'll come back to what's going on right now, and then go back to 6 years ago. And then it'll go back to 10 years ago. Oh, now we're back here. And so it's kind of...
Does it do it a lot?
Like every chapter it changes.
Why don't you like that? I'm only asking because mine seems to do that a little bit. Mm-hmm. The first one does. No, sorry, it jumps ahead. We don't really...
So I realized that... So the chapter will start and it'll have like in bold italics, the date and the location.
Okay.
And sometimes I skip over that and I go to the...
And you just go straight to the words.
So then I'm like, then I got to go back and I'm like, oh, this 2011, not 2021. Like, okay, we're here. And I just think it makes me think a little bit harder than I'd like to. Like I'm already reading a book.
Okay.
I don't have to think more than I have to. And going back and forth. And I feel like it's different when you're reading it than when you're watching it on a TV show.
You know what? I actually can understand why you would be annoyed by that. Like, yeah, I think that's cool to know about yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to think too much when I'm
reading. So
you
said your book does that?
The first, well, it doesn't jump.
Continue.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Okay.
But I've gotten better at, one of the things I started realizing when I was writing was, I think I try to do too much explaining within those chapters. And I had to remind myself, I have multiple books that I can explain these things on. Like, what is the thing I need to focus on the most, which has been a tremendous thing to actually put into my repertoire because I suck. I think I'm getting a whole lot better at it though.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, the first one, I mean, it was all, like I had to put, like, if it went to the future, it was in italics. If it went to the past, it was in bold. And I mean, there was
yeah. See, that's it's too much. It's too much. It is.
So are you enjoying it though?
Like I said, I mean, I'm still only in the first like 100, 200 pages. Well, I guess maybe I like it enough to keep going. I'm not sure I like it enough for any other book that I read to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is cool to know about yourself though.
Yeah, I'm going to finish the book because I've started at this point. This is going to be my number 2 on my list of 6.
What a cool thing to know about yourself though, because I never would have guessed these things.
About me?
No, about myself. Like I don't ever try to figure out what kind of book I want to read. I think I have one I like first person. I need action and I need it to be fast paced.
Yeah.
But like my book, I try to make it a mix of Dragon Ball Z, Christopher Nolan movies, and The Maze Runner.
Gotcha.
I don't.
Mm-hmm. So what's up with you?
Okay, so I've been super.
I'm scared.
I've been super hyped again with this particular. I've been hyped.
Hype.
I'm telling you. Like,
oh my goodness.
Super Bowl really got me. First of all, I just got super excited about entertainment, which I have not been excited about entertainment in a really long time. Mm-hmm. Super excited about the new Planet of the Apes movie.
Oh my God, I saw that commercial. I love those movies.
Those movies were phenomenal.
My brother and sister, the two younger ones, the 19 and the almost 18-year-old, were like, those, what you watch? They're so weird. And me and my other brother were like, the animation on them and how they make it look is so dope.
And the freaking actors have to legitimately act out every like that.
Yeah.
Like that dude who played Caesar in the first 3. I'm like, yo, he should be up for Academy Awards in every
Right.
single way, shape, and form because he had to act out all of those facial expressions and emotions. It was freaking wild.
Yeah.
So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, dumb hype about that.
Me too.
Can't wait. The new Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Love Deadpool.
Dumb hype about that.
Love it.
And
Those are definitely some I'm going to see.
I'm like, yo, there's so many movies. Like for the first time, I am excited about movies.
It's been a while for that
It's been
too.
a while.
It has.
It's been a really long time.
I'm trying to think of the last good movie I saw.
I don't know, man.
Where I like walked out and was like, yo, that was a good movie.
I went to go see, what's that thing called with the atomic bomb? Not Interstellar. Jeez.
Yeah, that's old.
No,
I know that's old.
it just came out in July. It had Robert Downey Jr. in it. The guy who it was about the big bomb. Come on, I know you know what I'm talking about. The one that was dropped on Japan in the 1930s.
Hiroshima?
Yeah, but it wasn't.
I don't know what the movie was called though. Sorry.
How do I forget this movie?
Mm-hmm.
It was a Christopher Nolan movie.
And you read Christopher Nolan books?
No, he writes. He does movies.
No.
Jonathan Nolan.
Jonathan Nolan. I was about to say.
He'll
You
do.
said something like that.
He actually. Well, no, I'm inspired by Christopher Nolan movies.
Mm.
Like he did The Dark Knight and Interstellar and Inception. And I didn't really. Tenet was
Inception was a
confusing.
good movie.
Tenet was confusing, but
We're going on a tangent. So you got hype.
so I got hype with that.
Continue.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you start asking me, I will go down that road.
Okay, so that's what you've been up to.
Yeah.
Hypeness.
And then
all
I've
the
also
times.
been listening a lot too, because I realized something about myself. I think right now I'm in a place where like I'm needing inspiration to continue moving forward.
With everything, with life,
With
that could have gotten super deep, and now I feel like I have to ask questions. What the heck?
I mean, like, so I'm staring, like, not moving. Okay, that sounded, yeah, it did sound deeper than I think what it was, but like,
Way deeper.
but like, so, and maybe it is a little bit deep, but like, I'm starting to like, one of the things I always struggle with is I'll have an idea and I'll know like actions to take, but I always struggle finishing stuff, and I always struggle like following through. And if left to my own devices, I'm not gonna do it. Like I get too scared, I get too nervous, and I just go, fuck it. What I'm doing now it works.
Mm-hmm.
And so honestly, like with this new business, I've been, nervous to like move steps forward. With the book, I have been nervous to move steps forward. There's always like a grieving process of like moving through these things, and like even like with this kind of work I've been doing on my stuff and this work I've been doing on myself, like it's been kind of hard because I don't exactly know what the results will be, which always makes it hard for me to continue to move forward. So yeah, in a lot of ways, like sometimes I need to see these things in order to kind of like keep me motivated to step into like an unknown. Mm-hmm. And accept.
That was a much better way to rephrase that, by the way. I was concerned, like deeply.
I mean, straight up, like that. But that is like it's a big, yeah. I'm saying you gotta ask me questions, but yeah, and so I've been listening to the Hamilton soundtrack a lot lately. I've always felt, I don't know, I've always kind of felt the soundtrack was phenomenal, but the way he like did it, I've always kind of felt very connected to Alexander Hamilton and the way that the guy did it in the play, just because I write all the time. Like I'm pretty sure people see my notebooks, and like I have notebooks separated for so much different stuff, and like just it's like he said in the thing, like how do you write like you need it to survive? I'm like, bruh, like because in a way I kind of do, and like I have stacks and stacks of, I mean, like if people were to go through my life when I die, they'd be like, God dang, dude, this is all inside your head.
Yeah.
And so but still with him being able, I was really inspired by it because I needed to kind of like see the moment of going through and doing it because it's kind of what's in your heart. And so, because I've really been struggling to follow through and move forward with some things. I'm overthinking and I'm questioning myself and second guessing myself. And I'm just like, yo, like, is this really a good idea? That seems too big for me to kind of like do some stuff and everything. And I don't know, like lately it seems like everyone is just kind of looking to me and I don't always have the answers, and it just it scares me. And so sometimes you just see some of these things and hear some of these things and like get the passion behind some of these things. So yeah, that is kind of what I've been listening to and kind of doing. So the movies I'm dumb hype about, I'm trying to get back in the movies. Thank God Tuesday nights at Paragon Theaters is $5 Tuesdays. So I am going there tonight to go watch Argyle because I really want to see. I'm like, you know what? I like the guy who does the movies and stuff. So trying, and it's a little bit of like trusting myself a little bit more and having a good time because I get very inspired by these things. And I walk out of there ready to do more. Yeah. So, yeah, that's me mentally.
Love it.
That's where we're at. Boom. All right, guys. Well, now time for the topic, which it's deep but not deep.
Okay. I like not deep.
But it is deep. So, and it comes with un story. But it's not
knew that was coming.
But it's not a long one though.
Okay.
So
go for it.
So basically, in all of these, probably all right. So I'm gonna do one of the things you don't like about books is I'm gonna go back in time here.
Okay.
So probably like it was probably a little close to 6.5, 7 years ago. This was when I had just started Al-Anon, and I was dating somebody at the time, and it just seemed like things were really going great. And then 2 weeks later, it was just like, oh, never mind, I don't want this anymore. What the fuck? You just said you love me. What? And I was very confused.
Right.
And it just broke my heart. And I remembered just crying in a parking lot, getting ready to go to church. And I was on the phone with my dad, and I was just like, Dad, when am I going to be worth it? Mm-hmm. And that stopped me, and I was like, ugh, when did I not think I was worth it? And so after that, I started like really doing some deep diving within myself. And so yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Fast forward 6.5, 7 years later. And I've realized that is still a real issue of mine. Like that is still like underneath a lot of my stuff. Like, am I worthy? Am I worth it? Will this be worth it? Worth. And so, am I worth it? I believe that now. Am I a good person? I believe that now. Couldn't tell you I thought that a few years ago because I kept thinking if I was, then things would be going better.
Right.
Or if I was doing something right, then I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in. So with this particular new, what's the word I'm looking for? This new, what's the word? Journey I'm on. Worth came up again. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't, am I worthy? It wasn't, am I worth it? It was, when I do this work this time, is this going to be worth it? Like, I'm tired of continuously like digging and doing this work within myself and feeling these feelings whenever they come up, the good ones and the bad ones. It's annoying at times. And trying to make better decisions. I would much rather be so chaotic. It seems so much easier and so much more fun, and people are doing it. It just seems like it actually gets me more friends and more people will be around, which will then alleviate the loneliness I feel at times, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to keep doing that because I know it doesn't get me anything good. So, all right. So this time I want to do this work again. All right. So is it worth it? Hold up. All right. So like, is it going to be worth it this time? And that's what's stopping me from wanting to go and do stuff and move forward with things is, all right, God, if this happens, I need you to show me that I'm going to get something out of this that like, and by worth it, I mean, someone asked me that today. What is the it? Fuck. There's only one thing I'm really thinking about, and that's a relationship. And so, But at the end of the day, I don't want that to be the only reason why I try to get better. I want to try to get better because it's just who I want to be. I want to really, I know it's better for me to get better because it's just who I am, not because it'll get me this. So been a lot of questions I've been asking myself, like these last month and some change, it's been like, God, if I do this, let me know it's worth it. If I do this, let me know it's worth it. And so this week it hit me like, how do I make this worth it? Like, how do I know this is going to be worth it? And then something hit me. Fucking gratitude. I hate gratitude. It sounds so incredibly negative, but I feel like people use it as a way to not deal with deeper stuff, to deal with the icky stuff and not look at like, you know, what may hurt and actually bring up those things that really are kind of like rooted at the bottom. And I've always kind of seen it as a thing that promotes this toxic positivity culture that I've always kind of like seen, and being like, you know, like, hey, I know it hurt. Like, you know, are you hurting? Well, smile. It's okay. What? Nah, that shit fucking hurts though.
Yeah.
That's insane. And so I've always just resented gratitude. However, I've realized this. The work that I've done, even though I would classify it as not worth it, I can honestly say I'm a completely different person. The way that I handle my situations are very different. The way that I handle life is a whole lot more different. If something doesn't go my way in certain ways, in certain things, like I'm just so much more chill about so many different things. So in that, even though I didn't get what I want, it was always worth it. So now I'm in this freaking phase in my life where I'm just like, all right, maybe I need to start writing down gratitude, some things throughout the day that I'm grateful for, and a gratitude list. I don't like it, but
you're doing it.
But I'm doing it.
Okay.
And so I'm not exactly feeling it in my heart yet, but that's one of those things again of just like, you know, I'm gonna act my way into better thinking. And so I know it makes me feel better. It makes me look at my day a whole lot better. So, but I'm curious though with like the topic, like it was going to be a word thing, but it honestly is like, do you find it hard to be grateful at times?
I mean, I think everyone finds it hard to be grateful at times because not everything is always good. So, I mean, do I? No, not necessarily, because I've been through worse. Like, it takes a different person to go through what I went through, see what I went through with my mother passing away. So it's like one of those things where like I could be having a really, really crappy day, but I can appreciate that I'm having a crappy day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like, I don't think I've ever struggled with gratitude. Like I think that's just embedded in certain people when they go through certain situations. So no, I don't find it hard.
That's an interesting thing though that you said there. Like even when you're having a crappy day, to appreciate that you're having a crappy day.
Right.
That is a very unique perspective on gratitude.
But that is gratitude.
Yeah, I know.
Like you have to be grateful for I'm even grateful for what I went through with my mom passing. Like, because I'm still here. I can help other people go through that. I had a friend who recently had a family member get diagnosed with breast cancer as well. And so I was like, well, this is what helped me. This is what you can expect. Even when one of my friend's mother passed away, this is how it's going to go. And I mean, if he did not text me 2-3 weeks later and said exactly what you said, it happened. And so, yeah, it sucks, but you can see the rain, you can see the clouds, you can see the sun, and you're still here. So you have to take that as a stance on gratitude.
See, and I guess that's the gratitude where I've always tried to keep that part away when I'm being grateful, is that like, if it doesn't feel good, then I can't be grateful for it. And the truth is, I guess I can say that the difference has been, I am grateful for those things that suck. No, I'm not. I can understand that they are
That they happened.
And
they've shaped you to be who you are.
And I'm grateful to be able to feel.
Right. I think not being able to show gratitude harbors a lot of regret.
Think so?
I do, because when you don't appreciate what you've been through, to me that says you would go back and change it if you could. And that also takes something out of me that I can't take out, which is that God's plan is better than my plan anyway. So
I've been trying to control God for a while.
Yeah, and me too. And I mean, I'm saying that, but I have my times too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have my times where it's like, no, but God, this would work better. So if you could just let that happen, I'll be all right. Of course, there are times like that. But at the same time, I think I don't think you should live with regret. And I don't think that you should look back on a situation or a day and be like, this day was so crappy. I'm not grateful for it. Whatever. Because that's just not fair.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. A lot of things have been hurting lately. And I can honestly say, like, you had said something about, like, you would go back and change it. And I often joke around, tell people this, but I'm often very serious. If I could go back and change it, I absolutely would. Mm-hmm. If I could go back and learn those lessons without going through the pain, I would absolutely do that. 100%. However, I know the reality is I wouldn't be able to have the wisdom and the lessons without having gone through.
Right. And I think if you can look back on your hardest day, your hardest lesson, whatever, and you really went back and thought about it, you could then see how that helped you, helped someone else, helped the greater good, like whatever the case is. Some people don't like to go back and think about those types of things.
If you were making a gratitude list, would you put the shitty things on there too?
You have to.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, I know that my friend was grateful that he had me to talk to whenever his mom had passed away, and I would not have had that for him had mine not. So my crappy day ended up being someone else's gratitude.
Yeah, I gotta remind myself of that too.
Yeah.
Because I have had so many things. I'm just like, there's been a few people who've called me up and been like, dog, like, I know you've been through this. And I'm just like, well, it's going to suck some days and some days it's not. Right. And I guess, I am grateful in those moments. And I guess in those moments is where it ends up being worth it. My problem is that I always struggle with, that I'm trying to get to, is that to focus on that instead of, all right, God, well, now that I'm doing that, am I going to get what I want? Like, I'm focusing on this now. And I know in the back of my, like, the hard part I'm struggling with is that's still in the back of my mind of, all right, I'm moving towards that. Is this what you wanted for me? That was one of the things I've been saying a lot of, is like, all right, God, I do this. Will this work out the way I want it to this time? And I think that the truth is that I'm very grateful for it too. And I'm not grateful for it, but the thing that I know is, as a truth, is that I don't freaking know if I'll get what I want anymore. Before I did these things knowing that if I do this, knowing falsely, but believing that if I do this, I'm going to get this time. And now I've legitimately done things and it's never worked out. And now I'm just like, it doesn't always work out. So
you've done this thing twice now where you say you're grateful for something and then I'm not grateful for it. You're not even opened up to enough gratitude yet.
No.
You got to get there.
That's what I've been doing and writing these things down.
Yeah. You keep going. Literally twice in the last 2 minutes, you've said, oh, I'm grateful. And I'm thinking in my head, like, yes, that's gratitude. And then you said, I'm not actually grateful, but this, and then you keep going. And it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Because you don't like it?
It's a word. One of my fears, I start being grateful for that stuff. I feel like God's going to start opening the floodgates for nothing but negativity to come to me. And I am terrified of that.
Yeah. But I mean, some people, there was this, I don't know if it was a movie I was watching, or this could just be something I'm coming up with in my head because I do that sometimes. But I could stub my toe right now and I would hate it. But me stubbing my toe and being hurt and trying to figure out like how to stop this pain for that extra 2 minutes stopped me from getting into a car accident on my way to work.
Yep.
Do you know what like?
I can see that.
Like you could literally say, the rain is messing up the game that I'm about to shoot, and next thing you know, lightning strikes. You just never know, but you have to realize that whatever path you're on is the path you're supposed to be on. And if you're not on it, I guarantee you, God will give you a lesson, a test, a something that will get you off of that path and get you onto the path that he wants you on.
Yeah, that's the struggle. Well, like, you know what the truth is?
It can be a struggle, and that's okay, but to be grateful for it either way.
You know, the truth is, I'm good with it, with everything except relationships.
Why? You have so much going on right now.
Yep.
So much going on.
Do I?
And there's probably some more work that you still have to do with you. It sounded like you said you have work to do within yourself. And what you don't want to do is look for that in another person. So you need to get, I'm hounding on you now.
I know.
You need to get in a position, one, where you feel financially secure, mentally secure, physically secure, all the things. Because if you don't, you're going to take that out on a person.
Yeah, that was the weird thing. I thought I was there until like this person a few weeks ago, my sponsor brought that up, and I was like,
and then realized you weren't.
That's wild. I didn't realize I was even doing that.
Right.
And so in a way, I know that with time, I start to get more gratitude. And I guess what's one of the things I usually do like to do. I like to feel what I feel in the moment when I feel it. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't like it, but I'm going to do it because I know it's better for me. And that's why I kept going back and saying, I'm not grateful, but I would try to reword it with what I'm really feeling, which is I know it's going to be better for me in the long run.
Yeah, I was not done hounding you. So you need to make sure that I'm just saying, because it strikes a nerve with me when people say the whole like 50% and 50%. It's not that. You have to get to 100% or at least pretty darn close to it. Yeah. And then try to find someone that is also that, because what I can tell you is these people that have done these things to you or said these things to you probably weren't at their 100. They were probably trying to give you 52. So that doesn't work. And honestly, you would prefer for them to do it. So you should have been grateful in that moment.
Grateful for her.
Thank you for removing this person out of my life now versus 20 years from now when I'm married with kids and now we're getting a divorce.
Straight up. I mean,
you don't want, let me know ASAP.
Straight
so
up.
I can move on.
Straight up. I mean, that's some real stuff. And the truth is, a lot of the decisions that, besides the one I talked about 7 years ago, they were decisions I made because I knew it wouldn't be good for me in the long run. Mm-hmm. And I tend to not always have gratitude for that I made the decision, because I'm just like, I didn't freaking want to make the decision, but I knew it was best for me, which I think is something that I'm trying to curb now, because I'm realizing that too. Like, damn, I make a lot of good decisions, actually. I hate that I have to make them. Right. I think that's where I tend to struggle with gratitude a little bit with that too.
And also, don't get into a relationship because you're lonely.
Yeah, I'll never do that.
It sounded like you did.
When
you said something about being alone.
I haven't gotten into it. I see those feelings come up and then I stop myself.
Right. Well, good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My God, no, I would never.
About to say, you're busy enough. Go write a book.
I'm really good. That's one thing I am good about. I'll be grateful for. I am very good at pausing and checking my motives on stuff. Like, there's one of these things. There's an acronym that I've learned called HALT. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? And if I
love that. Most of the time I can stop after hungry, because that is usually what's wrong with me.
Straight up. And if I'm like, if I'm one of those things, then I try to take care of that first before I make any kind of decision.
Well, okay, say it one more time.
HALT. Am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired?
You got to text that one to me. I'm going to use that. That's my biggest takeaway from today. I'm obsessed, because it would also help in relationships too.
Yeah.
Honey, you hungry? No, I just ate.
Are you angry?
Yes. You haven't done the dishes. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's smooth. I like it.
Straight up. And so, like, you know, I'm very grateful that I have those amount of things that stop me. So I've never made a decision. Like in the last 5-6 years, I haven't made a decision when I'm lonely. I usually will call up a friend or something like that and be like, all right, I'm losing my mind. I'm by myself, or I'll go play tennis, or I'll go do something that gets me out of it.
Yeah.
So, but golly, it's very humbling to realize I still have those compulsions.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so I'm trying to be grateful. And that's a big thing for me. I've had to pray about this a few years ago. God, if it starts going well, let me know I can still grow and get better from that. Because I've only been given the gift of growing from pain.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen the gift of growing from things going well. So that is a big thing underneath my gratitude. I've only seen hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not just with relationships, but like everything in my life. And I've had to always fight my way through it anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of getting into that place. Like work's starting to get better. Things are starting to just be better. And
yeah, honestly, it's one of those things, and not to be like, get over it, but at a certain point, you have to realize that you cannot let what you grew up with or whatever determine your future.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So once you hit that point and you're like, I'm not going to let this ruin my life.
Well, Royce the 5'9" said it in the book of Ryan, which I'm very excited I told you about that. He said, every man reaches that point in life that he don't want to make excuses no more. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just tired.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways.
Great.
That was it.
Yay.
Podcast. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to go ahead and end this thing with the Serenity Prayer. Higher power, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.